Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is this kind of another quick review comparison for the Umbra Operative ARC Trooper here. That's a GameStop exclusive, part of the Gaming Greats line. I mean, you know this by now. I do promise that eventually I'll do kind of one of my more traditional reviews. I'm working on a couple right now, but those take so much planning and script writing and stuff, and these are super easy to do. It's easy just to quick record one, and then just kind of pop it up. So sorry if this isn't your favorite type of video I do, but I promise I do have others coming. Just kind of stick with me there. Anyways, as you can see here, we have essentially the third time that this mold has been used. Originally, this was the Echo mold, the first ARC Trooper, true ARC Trooper mold, brand new mold from Hasbro as part of the Clone Wars 2008 line that came out last year. And then shortly after, they announced this one, which only just recently came out. So, but it was weird because this kept up for pre-order, man, so long ago from Walmart, and it took them forever to actually get around to releasing it. I only recently got it, and it was my most recent video that I did. If you want to go watch that, you can. But now Hasbro is giving us yet another repaint, although this one was really more kind of a repaint retool. Now, I am not against repaints. I know there are a lot of people who are, and I just, for things like this, I don't get that complaint. Like, I for me anyway, obviously I'm not every Star Wars fan, and I won't even deign to think that I speak for every Star Wars fan. Okay. But for me, half of the fun of Star Wars is getting repaints of troopers like this. I love trooper and troop builder variants. I like it when they take something and just get kind of fun and crazy with it, with the colors, it's like you got a blank canvas here. You got a white clone trooper. What can you do to make it look fun? And I realized I just opened this up and I'm talking and I didn't even show you the box, so we're gonna do that real quick. The Umbra Trooper, I might say Umbara sometimes. When this first came out, a lot of people were saying Umbara Trooper, and it's not. Umbara was a very popular arc in the Clone Wars, and if you haven't seen the Clone Wars and you're watching this, I highly recommend, if you don't watch any other arc, the Umbara arc is great, although there are other good arcs, and I think the best arc now is the Siege of Mandalore at the very end in season 7. But until then, I think the Umbara arc was my favorite, but that's neither here nor there. This is from the Umbra Operative ARC Trooper, which is a recolor of a skin from Star Wars Battlefront 2, and that's the newer Battlefront 2, not the older Battlefront 2 from the early mid-thousands, I guess. You can see here on the side, we have that. Let me adjust my lights here. So I got a little more light coming out the front. And then on the back, we see he's number 9 in the Gaming Greats line. Again, from Star Wars Battlefront 2, it says the Umbra Operative ARC Trooper is part of the Infiltrator Reinforcement Unit for the Galactic Republic in the action-packed multiplayer game across all 3 eras, Star Wars Battlefront 2. So I actually haven't played Battlefront 2. I own it. But I have not ever even loaded it up once. I did play the first Battlefront game a couple times, but I have not played. I haven't played the second one, even though, again, like I said, I own it. But let's take a look at this now. First and foremost, other than what is this, like a yellow kind of gold? I'm colorblind. I think I remember Lily, my wife, telling me that it was kind of a yellow gold. But it is a black trooper repaint, and right there, that's got it for me. That's all I needed. Like, you take anything, paint it black, it's instantly 100% cooler. But then, they've also kind of given it like this kind of like skeleton. Like, it kind of looks like Scareglow a little bit from Masters of the Universe, at least to me. Again, just with the colors and how it sticks out, and you got this kind of designs here. So I definitely love that. I like there's a lot of scuffing on the paint here. Let me see if I can kind of zoom in here. There's a lot of, and this is all done purposefully, you know, to make it look like it's not shiny. The paint on it looks pretty good. Yeah, I definitely like that. Obviously, there's no paint on parts like this. It's molded in just kind of a black plastic, which kind of sucks. The back here, let's see if I can keep that in focus. To me, it's weird. Like, there's definite paint here in a couple of these places, but it's so dark that to me and my broken colorblind eyes, everything's kind of blends in. But I can tell that these parts are shinier than like these duller parts up here. So there's definitely paint on there, but like the paint is so dark, it might as well not be painted to me, if that kind of makes sense here. Yeah, like, you know, if you compare it to something like this, where obviously we've got white where the other one's black, but we have all these little fun stripes and paint all around here and the details and on the back and everything that kind of stands out just a little bit better on the shoes. So I feel like there is more paint on the old ones, but with the way with the way this is done, I do really, really, really like that a lot. I think that looks great. So he doesn't actually come with much. Now, both this ARC Trooper, I know it's kind of blurry back there in the background. Let me get that down. There we go. Both this ARC Trooper and Echo here came with the same weapons. They came with the little handheld, what is it, DC-17s, I think, and then they came with the DC-15 rifle and the DC-15 carbine. This one just came with these little guns, and I believe that's because that's all they use in the game, so it's game accurate. I do think, I mean, it couldn't have hurt them to give us extra weapons, you know, like, come on, you got them lying around. It's not like you can't do it. So I do kind of wish that they'd given us all of the weapons instead of just the little handheld blasters. I do have like an extra one of these hanging around because it came with this, and it's been sitting on my desk. Like I think it wouldn't hurt to give us more than just the little blasters, but if that's what he has and it's game accurate, like, I'm fine. I do think that the paint on it really stands out, and I do like that a lot. And obviously they can fit in the holsters here on the side. I've got them in both the holsters on here, as you can see. So that's what it looks like in the holster, and they fit well. The only thing that doesn't really fit is, again, this hand right here. There's no notch in here to go into the trigger. So there's no trigger finger cut out to go into the trigger. So he's not really holding the blaster right, or he's holding it with really good trigger discipline. I guess you decide what you think there. I do wish that you could put it so his hand was there. I think there is a figure that comes now with two different trigger fingers, and I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. But it's really dumb that Hasbro doesn't have a left and right hand. Like, you can still do poses like I've got this one in. Like, even if he had a trigger finger on this hand, it would still work. You know, the trigger finger doesn't hurt anything. But if they can hold a gun in both hands like this, they need two trigger fingers, because it just looks silly without it. Yeah, there's not really a lot extra to say. If you want to see a more in-depth review, I've gone into an in-depth review on Echo here. So go watch that. There'll be a link somewhere if you want to get kind of my full thoughts, because they'll largely be the same as this. And the answer is, I really do like this. This is, it's a good figure. It's going to stand out on my shelf, which I really like. Like I said, I love clone troopers. I like having them on the shelf. I like having You know, they fill out scenes with the Jedi and everything like that. I think that is a really cool option, and I want more. I don't care if you're one of those people that's like, no, they have too many repaints as it is. And like, you know what? They'll do other figures. You know, it's not like a zero sum system. I want troop variety. I like troop variety, and it's not like them doing more troop variety here. They will do less other stuff because that's not how it works. You know, every year, and I've done the math on this since the line came out in 2013. Every year in the last 7 or 8 years, there have been around 16-ish to 20-ish new figures a year. But in the last 5 or so years, Hasbro, while keeping those 16 figures, they've been sprinkling in different figures using repaints and retools like this. So it's not like it's taken away from what we were getting before. We're still only getting like 15 to 20 new figures a year, but now we're getting more figures that are expanding out using stuff we already have. And I like that. If that's what Hasbro needs to do to get us more figures, I'm all about that. Like I said, it's not actually taking anything away from what you were getting before. They're just using resources they have to get us stuff that we wouldn't have had otherwise. And if this is the result of that, I'm all for it. If these are the result of this guy, they're like, hey, we have this and now we can make this and this as well, absolutely give it to me. I'm here for it. And I know not everyone, you know, shares that sentiment, and that's fine, I guess. I just think it's a little myopic to think that, you know, it's a lot to make a new tooling, a new sculpt, and it takes a long development cycle to create everything new. So if they can get stuff like this done faster, using things they've already put the time in, like, give it to me, as long as it's not egregious. I think, for instance, on the bad side, Black Chrysanthemum, I get it. He's not great. That's not a good example. But then you've got figures like Aura Singh, who they took the Admiral Holdo body, gave her some new hands, gave her a new head, but, you know, 90% of that figure is already made. So, you know, it worked out really, really well. Or like Jaina Solo and Dr. Aphra, you know, those are the exact same figure minus some paint and the head. But it worked really, really, really well. So I'm okay when it's done well like that. Or if we have completely new figures that aren't just repaints but are kit bashes, like Dr. Evazan or Ponda Baba, like those look great. And most of them are reused. I mean, Dr. Evazan's arms are Jedi Luke's arms, and that's crazy to me. That's nuts. Babe Fortuna uses Dryden Voss legs, you know, just things like that. Like, could they have made something brand new? Sure, absolutely. But I don't think what they did hurt the figure at all. I think it looks great, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it as long as it gives us fun stuff we wouldn't have had otherwise, or would have had to wait longer to do. And I don't know. Let me know if you agree with my sentiments. I'm just kind of rambling at this point because I wasn't planning on talking about this, but it kind of turned into it. So let me know. I'd love to read and respond to all of those comments. Just looking at my desk, the repaints aren't even exclusive to here. We got Power Rangers. These are basically the exact same figures, but one's blue, one's red. Marvel Legends. Most Marvel Legends are just reuses of, you know, molds they've already got. Like, sure, they do new stuff sometimes, but a lot of times they just kind of reuse molds. They got Bucks. That's where the whole term Buck came from, is the Bucky body. Call it a Buck. Marvel Legends coined the term. But, you know, it's just, I feel like it's not something new. It's something that's been happening for a long time. And if we get cool stuff like this out of it, I'm here for it. Anyways, that's it. I'm done on my rant box. But let me know. I don't really have anything else to say about this. It's a great figure. It looks great. It looks great on the shelf. I really didn't think GameStop was going to get it out. I pre-ordered mine online like the second, the minute you could online. Oops, I just kicked the camera. And then it took them forever to send it out. And I feel like other people got it and mine still said, you know, waiting for stock. And I was just like, what the heck? Why is mine taking so long? And other people, like my Black Series Cantina co-host Zach, got his months ago, and mine is just sitting there waiting for stock. But eventually GameStop got it out, and now here it is for you to look at. Let me know what you think. I'm also, just for fun, I'm going to be at not California Adventure. I'm going to be at Star Wars Celebration this weekend. I don't know if you're watching this, but this is the weekend of Memorial Day. I'll have this up before then. Let me know if you're going to be there. Like, say hi if you see me. It'll be fun. I'm a nice guy for the most part, you know. No, I really am. Not even for the most part. I'm a nice guy. I promise. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And that's it. I also love to take a moment and thank these people here for supporting me at Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. And then just one last post, one last plug, I should say. If you want to win one of these on my Cantina, the Black Series Cantina podcast Patreon. So not my personal Patreon, but on patreon.com/Cantina podcast, you could go on there and enter to win one of these guys right here. I'm giving it away. And then my co-host Zach is giving away a 501st archive figure. So if you want to win some, you can go check out our Patreon there. And also, you know, listen to our podcast. It's fun. It's a fun podcast if you want to hear two nerds, two dorks talk about Black Series. But with that, that's it. I promise I'm done. Thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.